log. Okay, what did I miss? Okay, there we go. He should be here by now. I was pretty clear about meeting at 5:30 p.m. It's already 5:45, and he isn't even in sight. I thought for sure that he wouldn't miss a chance to meet up with me. Can't contain my nerves. I try to tell myself that I'm only angry because of trepidation, and I'm not actually angry at him. This is a big moment for me. I never once revealed my identity to anyone. I assume he'll take it in stride. I wouldn't be going through with this if I didn't firmly believe that. But... okay. Let me drink some water, coat my throat a bit before we go. My neck jerks in reaction to the voice.
There you are.
I'm late?
I make a point of checking the time on my phone and nod.
Traffic?
Saws.
You drove here?
No.
Okay.
What did you want to discuss?
I have a request for you. And a confession.
I got another confession to make. Kojiro's eyes widen and he looks me up and down. I blink and look at the ground. He's known for some time. I was fooling myself thinking that my stupid attempts to erase suspicion of my identity were working on him.
You're going to confess your love. Been waiting for this moment.
Wait. No, that's...
Shh. No more words. I accept your heart.
Kojiro, I don't...
Call me Koji now. We're one. No need to be shy.
Ugh. This isn't getting me anywhere. Thanks to my frustration and nervousness, I simply blurt out my true confession.
I'm Corpse Girl.
Kojiro doesn't react. Well, he cocks his head a few degrees to the side, slowly and surely. You can even call that a reaction to my sudden outburst. What up, Lady Greydew? How you doing today?
Yes? Okay. So, a kiss to commemorate our love?
Did you even hear what I just said?
Of course.
I'm Corpse Girl. I'm the one behind the corpse photos and the deaths and...
It feels kind of strange to say these things out loud. For some reason, it leaves a sour and bitter taste in my mouth that I can't swallow.
I know. Knew it since our first noise chat.
Our first noise chat?
Remember? You messaged me late at night. Asked me if I knew about Corpse Girl.
Is that what tipped you off? You assumed I was her just because I mentioned her?
No.
Then... how? How did you figure
Right?
it
How the
out?
fuck did you figure it out? What are you talking
Asked
about?
me to look up names. Names of Corpse Girl's victims.
Oh, yeah. I did, huh? That was stupid of me. I suppose that gave it away.
No, other people could have known those names.
Then... come on. Throw me a bone here.
Yeah, maybe Koji's full of shit.
You said you requested Eiichi Hanada's death.
He requested it. Eiichi Hanada, the guy who died in a traffic accident. I remember that I lied to Kojiro about being the one to request his death. It was the only way I could escape his suspicions at the time. If I remember correctly, it threw him off my trail for a while. He believed that I was the one who requested the death, so that explained how I knew he was one of Corpse Girl's victims. But what if Kojiro is telling me now is true, then my lie actually had the opposite effect? How did it make him figure out my identity?
I don't understand. I confessed to requesting
He did it.
Eiichi Hanada's death. So what?
That was a lie.
Even so, I still don't understand. You're not making any sense.
Kojiro's shoulders drop. He stares at me intently.
You lied about requesting Eiichi Hanada's death. That lie proved to me that you were Corpse Girl.
Yes, but how? Tell me!
Because I did it!
I was the one who requested Eiichi Hanada's death.
Kojiro's deadpan countenance makes his claim believable beyond all doubt. I feel the blood drain from my
Submitted
face.
his photo to Corpse Girl's website. Imagine my surprise when you claimed that you did it. That lie made it clear. You knew his name. You knew he died.
Oh
You
shit!
knew he was Corpse Girl's victim. Ergo, you are Corpse Girl.
No, that would be way too crazy, RX. There's no way Hanako is Rei Nikaido. That's crazy, dude.
So, you've known this whole time,
Yes.
and yet, you still met up with me. And not just today, but at the cafe too.
Yes.
Aren't you scared of me?
No, that's not the way I'd put it. You should be scared of me. After all, I requested the death. Had motive for murder. Even if I didn't carry it out personally. Imagine what else I'm capable of.
I subconsciously take a step back from Kojiro suddenly looming
For more
forward.
discussions. I know you don't kill your victims. You just nudge them, urge them, tempt them with death as an escape from their fear. You're no murderer. What reason have I to fear you?
Wait, Kojiro's crazy too. Holy shit. He's right. He's absolutely right. He knows everything about Corpse Girl's methods, my methods. Kojiro is a dangerous enemy, or a powerful ally. It's up to me to decide whether he's with me or against me. I recall our conversation at the cafe. He claimed he would support Corpse Girl if she came to him for assistance. He's a fan. He would support her obediently, no questions asked, as long as the price was right. And all I have to do is make him an offer that he can't refuse.
Help me. Help Corpse Girl rid this fucking world of the fetid filth that infests it.
I decide to quote a certain passage from a book that Kojiro himself gave me, a paragraph from Strange Flower that has stuck with me for some time.
There's a certain beauty in death, a macabre certainty, an absolute state of finality.
Nobel Sinclair.
You understand what I'm talking about. You work with cadavers for a living. The dead can't hurt you. They can't betray you. They can't disobey, or object, or disapprove. Wouldn't it be better if we were all beautiful like that?
Perhaps. Didn't expect Corpse Girl to be so vain. Is your motivation simply to impart your own ideas of beauty to the world?
No,
There's more to it.
of course. Me, myself, Noriko, may be vain. But Corpse Girl isn't burdened by such petty notions. Her ambition is pure. Her ambition is crucial to the survival of the entire human race.
Thought I had a big ego. You're so self-important. Both you and Corpse Girl.
I don't expect you to understand. Not yet. But I've realized that I can't do everything alone. I need your help. I need cadavers.
I see. What's in it for me?
This is a critical point of our negotiation. It could all fall apart here if I don't offer something that Kojiro considers worth the risk. The question is, what does he want? What does he desire?
I propose an equal partnership. You'll reap half of the benefits from Corpse Girl's work.
This offer is a gamble, and I know that in the back of my mind. However, it's the only feasible solution I could come up with when I planned out this encounter late last night. This tactic relies completely on my assumed understanding of Kojiro's innermost desires. If I'm wrong about him, then this whole thing will blow up in my face.
Corpse Girl will create more death than you could ever imagine. Think of all the fresh corpses you could get your eager little hands on.
Kojiro shakes his head, his lips purse into this line of
Sorry.
disapproval.
Already got my fill of corpses. Morgue's full enough as it is.
I narrow my eyes and stand my ground. I can't back down now. I'm so close to unraveling him and his secrets.
You've always wanted to mimic Nobel Sinclair. I can see it in your face, in your very soul, whenever you praise his work.
Yeah, her character design is so fucking good.
You want to emulate his actions and experience his escapades firsthand. You want to dress up corpses, take them out to dinner, perform all manner of bizarre social experiments with the dead. It's your passion. But living vicariously through Nobel Sinclair's books isn't enough for you anymore. And that's where your fascination with me, with Corpse Girl, stems from. As soon as you figured me out, you knew I was your gateway to satisfying your lust for the macabre. You work with cadavers all day, every day. But you can't get them out of the morgue with eyes on you at all times. But I can. I have the perfect plan on how to withdraw all the corpses we could ever need. Half of them for you, and half of them for me. An equal partnership.
I end my speech and let Kojiro bask in my words. I hope I was convincing enough to sway him. And I pray that I'm correct about his sickest desires. His reaction is exactly what I'm expecting. He laughs, a big hearty guffaw that scares a few nearby birds and sends them flying to safety. Is this a good bargain? I don't know. They're both cray, so I don't know. Clapping his hands together slowly, he inches closer to me until I can feel his breath across my
Figured
face.
me out. I'll play along. Say there's a way to get corpses out of the morgue without getting busted. Don't you think I'd have found it by now?
Perhaps you're not as clever as you think you are.
Perhaps, but you have the answer.
I do. I guarantee it will work.
A bead of sweat forms on the back of my neck. I'm not exactly bluffing, because I have planned out this whole scenario in detail, but until I actually try to pull off such a maneuver, I can only speculate that it will work. I need to exaggerate my confidence long enough for us to rally together.
Something about you makes you seem trustworthy. So be it. Consider us partners. For now.
Oh, shit!
You accept?
Sure. Don't make me regret it. But listen. What I do with my share of corpses is my business. No nosing about. Got it?
You still want to keep secrets, even if we'll be working together? Shouldn't we be open and honest and build a trusting partnership?
Here's the deal. You don't pry, and I'll assist you with Corpse Girl's work. I'll help you craft your elaborate photos. No charge. I get privacy, you get an assistant. Mutually beneficial. Wouldn't you agree?
I think about his offer. It's true that I don't really need to know what he's going to do with the corpses on offer. The whole thing is illegal already, so if he wants to take it further, that's not on me. If I can get some assistance, it will surely help me churn out photos at a faster rate. Necrofire, I was thinking the exact same thing. That was the first thing that popped into my head. Like, and that's, oh no, oh John, no. I'll need muscle to move bodies for starters. That alone is worth keeping my nose clean.
Okay, we have a deal.
Glad to hear it.
Kojiro extends a hand and I grip it as firmly as my frail bones will allow. We shake once and Kojiro offers me a suspiciously warm smile. His intense, murderous demeanor suddenly vanishes and he reverts to his awkward alien self.
Saws about the love confession stuff before.
Saws.
Too late now, but I'd have helped Corpse Girl in return for a simple date.
Seriously? Did I come up with some elaborate insight into his psyche and his desires for absolutely no reason? Was all he wanted a chance to take me out?
No backing out now. We've got a deal, right?
Right. Welcome to the team, Kojiro.
Team Corpse Girl, huh? Well, it's good to be on board. My more connection, your schemes. We hoist piles of corpses out and split the stack 50-50. That the whole of it?
To put it simply, yeah. And I get your assistance with Corpse Girl's work. A reward for keeping my eyes shut.
I do keep my VODs, yeah, they're all on here. I'll probably upload this to YouTube as well. Well, I don't know if I'll get, because some visual novels get copyright striked on YouTube. So maybe I'll upload one video and see how it does, and if it's fine, then I'll upload the entire thing on YouTube.
Of course. Looking forward to that. A spoken contract's as good as anything to me. I'm satisfied. When do we start?
Soon. There's only one thing missing from my plan.
I should be keeping my VODs. Hold on, let me check real quick. If not, I'm gonna throw up. Yeah, okay, yeah, they're there. Sick.
That is?
We need somewhere to store the bodies we retrieve. Somewhere big, with no one to meddle in our business. I'm thinking an old warehouse or something like that.
A warehouse, huh? What about an abandoned factory? I might know a place.
A factory?
An abandoned factory, all for our corpse collection. I like the sound of that. Oh man, this shit is getting spicy. It's pretty late by the time I get back home. I'm completely wiped out. That conversation with Kojiro took way more out of me than I would have guessed. My entire mouth feels parched and dry, probably due to a combination of nervousness and talking far too much. Still, I'm happy with the end result. That meeting was worth stepping out of my comfort zone for. I'll wait for Kojiro to get back to me about the abandoned factory. Once we secure a location like that, our real work will begin. I figured that I should turn in for the night since I need to be at the office in the morning. The ever-present tug of curiosity pulls at my sleeve, and I feel myself being drawn to my laptop. I'll take a quick look for new requests, just a peek. Laptop open and logged in. I feel a surge of endorphins slug me across the face when I see a notification for one new request. Squealing like an overly excited schoolgirl, I open the message and view the details. Request details. Today, 6:02 p.m. Downloading image attachment. Oh, it's Ida. The photo loads almost instantly and fills the screen. A woman, middle-aged, with a stern expression, well-groomed and dressed in business attire. What? Let's fucking go! She's the girl who's trying to sexually assault Shinya. So she sucks. Kotomi Ida. I'm in complete disbelief. Seeing this request comes through the site, Seeing this request come through the site gives me a disorientating sense of deja vu. I rack my brain for the cause, wondering if I've lived this moment before. Yes, yeah, we get to go. We get to fucking get it, boys. Let's go, boys, gals, not my nerd pals. We get to get it. We can and we will, yeah. Kotomi Ida isn't the first co-worker of mine to have her death requested. Though I didn't know at the time, Akane Tsurumaki also worked in my building. Her death was requested not all that long ago. Kotomi Ida marks the second person to be wanted dead within my company. She's an exec, just like Tsurumaki. I wonder if this is simply a coincidence. It surely has to be, after all. Tomoe confessed that she was the one to request Tsurumaki's death, and she seemed to regret doing so. Therefore, I have to doubt that she'd go on to upload Kotomi Ida's photo to the site. So, who could want Kotomi Ida dead? She isn't the most likable person, but who really is? She deals with the juniors on my floor on a regular basis. The juniors, like me, Tomoe, Shinya. That's right. Thanks to Kotomi, Shinya's prospects at the company are dead in the dirt. That's before even diving into the true issue, their current relationship. Would he request her death as retribution? He doesn't seem like the type, but... Let out a sigh. I'm far too tired to run through the myriad possibilities tonight. I don't think I can even bring my weary fingers to navigate the database of the deceased to start on this request. I'll tackle this tomorrow. No matter the reasons behind the request, Kotomi Ida will receive a corpse photo. That's my conviction as corpse girl, after all. I close the lid on my laptop and throw myself down on the bed, begging for sleep to claim me quickly. June 10th, Wednesday.
I need to talk to you.
What's with that look? Got something up your ass?
Oh!
Come on, just follow me.
I grab Tomoe's wrist and guide her away from the labyrinth of desks and into the elevator waiting patiently for us. We emerge from the double doors into the lobby. The place is quiet and nearly empty. It offers significantly more privacy than the crowded 14th floor.
God, your fingers are bony. You're pinching me.
Sorry.
I let go of her wrist and she rubs it gingerly against her
Anyway,
clothes.
what's up?
I hesitate for a moment. Even though I ran through the scenario in my head during the train ride, I'm still anxious about playing it out now. The situation involves Tomoe, either directly or indirectly. As my friend, she needs to know.
I think Corpse Girl is going to target Kotomi Ida.
Eh? Did she get one of them photos?
Her reaction is fairly indifferent. I thought after being involved in Tsurumaki's death, this news would have more of an impact on her.
Well, no, I don't think so, but
How do you know then?
that's hard to explain. Just bear with me. Kotomi and Shinya had a falling out. Because of her, his career here is at an end. I'm sure he told you about it.
Yep.
That makes sense. Shinya would confide in his girlfriend about his career, but I don't know the extent of Tomoe's inside knowledge. I doubt she knows the true nature of their relationship, judging by how nonchalant her reaction has been so far.
So, if you can kind of guess what I'm...
What?
I think, maybe, that Shinya requested her death.
Shinya? Nah, he don't have it in him. Besides, that bitch has it coming.
She does?
Yep. I'm surprised you found out about it, but...
She requested
I
it.
plugged her photo into Corpse Girl's website
I fucking knew it. Tomoe, my girl. I'm stunned. I can hardly formulate a response to Tomoe's confession.
Absolute skank. She deserves to die.
But why? After you requested Akane Tsurumaki's death, why would you...
Look, it's not about Shinya's career, alright? I spoke with him. Real deep and meaningful, like. He confided in me. But since we're friends, I suppose I can share it with you. Kotomi Ida has been sexually assaulting him.
Seriously?
I feign a surprised reaction. In reality, I'm just more taken aback that Shinya actually confessed
It's
to
been
Tomoe.
going on for months, he says. And now she's fucked his career up, so he'll have no choice but to leave the company. He leaves, and she gets off free without anyone finding out about what she's been doing to him. I hate her. I hate her so fucking much.
I try to digest Tomoe's words. I didn't know that Shinya has been putting up with the abuse for such a long time. So Kotomi's motive for ending his career was purely out of self-interest. She was probably looking for a reason, any reason, to discard him. That slight incident with Aoi was just good enough for her to seize. Yeah, poor Shinya. That's fucked. If he quits the company, she won't get found out. It's a simple plan, but utterly devious.
We should tell someone what she's been doing. She can't get away with that.
She ain't gonna get away with it. Corpse Girl's coming for her, remember? I can't wait to hear the news about Kotomi winding up dead somewhere. I hope she gets her
Chill, Tomoe!
But hey, how'd you find out about it?
Tomoe cocks her head and gives me a concerned look. I brace myself as I watch the gears slowly turning inside her head, waiting for her to point the finger at me. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to reveal this information to Tomoe. I should have just kept my mouth shut and fulfilled the request like always. Damn it, why does my curiosity always get the better of me? I'm gonna cause my own demise at the rate I'm going.
Oh, I figured it out. Kotami must have received a photo and told you about it, huh? Wow, that corpse girl sure works fast.
Tomoe's gleeful expression suddenly caves in and she
Wait
gives.
a minute. Why would she even show you something like that? When I think about it, there was that time you got a photo, but nothing happened to you. Then, the only way you could have really known about Kotami is...
I flinch as Tomoe takes a purposeful step towards me.
Corpse girl, aren't you? You have to be. It's the only thing that makes sense.
I avert my gaze and look into the floor in
What?
silence.
Are you for real? I can't believe it.
You took your sweet time figuring it out.
Don't give me that bullshit. You can't expect me to figure out something like that if you're gonna try so hard to hide it. What the fuck, girl? You get
What
your
the
rocks
fuck,
off
girl?
by killing people?
I fucking love Tomoe.
No, not exactly. I don't kill people.
The hell you don't! Explain that bitch Tsurumaki.
She killed herself.
Yeah, she killed herself. That's the cover-up, right?
I'm serious. She killed herself. But Corpse Girl encouraged her to do it.
Tomoe blinks a few times, her face scrunching up and analyzing my blank
You're
expression.
telling the truth. Holy shit. I can't believe this. You're really Corpse Girl?
There's no going back now. After hiding my true identity for nearly a year, I've managed to reveal it to 2 people in less than 24 hours. I just hope I haven't made a fatal
It's
mistake.
true. I'm Corpse Girl.
Wow, fuck
wow,
me.
Fuck me, right? All this time I've been thinking you're just some goth skank with weird hobbies. But you're actually pretty fucking cool. You're actually doing
Yo!
something with your life.
Huh?
I thought you'd be angry with me.
Angry? Why would I be angry? God, this is the coolest thing
Right,
that's
she
ever
likes
happened
us.
to me.
She likes us.
I'm friends with fucking Corpse Girl. And people said I'd never amount to nothing.
There
But
you
it took
go.
me long enough to figure it out. I ain't the sharpest light bulb in the shed.
I can't
I
argue
ain't
with
the
that.
sharpest tool in the shed. Tomoe laughs and puts her arm around my shoulder. I shrink away a little, but her good cheer is somewhat infectious. I feel a flood of relief wash through my
So,
body.
I gotta know. How many people
We're
have you
besties!
killed?
I said I don't kill people. Remember?
Yeah, you know what I mean. How many have offed themselves because of you?
It's an embarrassingly small number.
That's so? Oh, that's a shame. Listen, you gotta fill me in on all the juicy deets later, Kay.
Okay.
Now, please focus on getting rid of that bitch Kotami.
I'll do my best.
Thanks, slut.
Thanks, slut.
And I will owe you one for sure.
Dude, I love Tomoe. She's my best friend. Tomoe swings around and looks toward the elevator. She turns back and gives me a thumbs up
This
gesture.
convo never happened. Got it?
That's my line. You can't tell anyone about me and Corpse Girl.
Please. Who would I tell?
Well, the police, for starters.
Fuck them.
She ain't a squealer. She ain't no rat. Let's go.
I'm on your side, Corpse Girl. Relax. Anyway, peace.
Peace. What's up, Belcor? Tomoe ducks away and leaves me standing alone. I really hope I made the right decision here. I suppose I don't have a choice but to keep moving forward. My first order of business should be to take care of Kotomi Ida. She ain't no snitch! I know, right? Yeah, I told you. Like, y'all were sus on Tomoe when she was like a total B at the start of the game, but I was like, nah, she's just misunderstood. She's fine. And look at her now. Look at her. Look at her now. If I can get her to kill herself, it'll prove to Tomoe that I'm not messing around, and it might cement our friendship even further. It'll make it all the sweeter when she stabs us. Oh no, I would cry. I just have to get through the rest of the workday. Then I can return home and focus on crafting Kotomi's corpse photo. That's when the real fun will begin. I reach into the drawer and clutch a cheap plastic burner phone between my fingers. Crafting the photo of Kotomi Ida is done. All I need to do now is send it. Right? A friendship based on murdering people. That's how you know that they're staying together forever. I thought about waiting until tomorrow, but I already put off making the photo for a day, so I'll make my move tonight. During editing, I timestamped the photo with tomorrow's date, 10:46 a.m. Doesn't leave much time if Kotomi receives the photo tonight, but I'm confident the plan will be effective. Kotomi would look at the phone tonight. She'll either freak out and end it all immediately, or after a sleepless night of anxiety, she pulls the trigger, figuratively speaking, instead of going to the office in the morning. I could cross my fingers and hope that by divine intervention, someone else will take her life, but based on my recent failures, I don't think that's likely anymore. If anyone else was ever involved in the deaths of Corpse Girl's victims, I don't think they're still around. Why else would my last few attempts have failed? Not my best bet. Or no, my best bet is to urge Kotomi to simply kill herself. A convincing enough corpse photo might be enough to lure her to her death. When I turn on the burner phone, I'm happy to see the battery is still charged. I load up the phone number masking app, enter my trademark digits, and then shoot the photo into the network. If Kotomi is a screen addict like the rest of society, she'll be freaking out in about 10 seconds. Since this victim is going to have a quick turnaround time, I'll take the burner to the back shed tonight to store it, and I'll ditch it on the way to the office tomorrow. I'm not expecting a reply within such a narrow time frame, so there's no need to hold on to the phone for 24 hours like I normally do. Clutching the phone with one hand, I grab my keys from the kitchen bench with the other. I step toward the front door. Beep, beep, beep. The phone in my hand vibrates violently, and I nearly drop it in terror.
What the?
I bring the screen swiftly to my face and read the alert. One new message. Without thinking, I unlock the phone and open the message. It's a reply from Kotomi Ida. You think this is funny? I know who you are. I'll report you to the police.
Oh my god.
Holy shit! She actually replied. For the first time since Corpse Girl started her grand work, I've actually received a reply from a victim. Even though I use the number mask, there's actually nothing stopping someone from directly replying to my message. A reply message will still get sent through the network and back to the burner phone's SIM card. The number mask is simply a stealth tactic, disabling the ability to view what the phone number actually is. It doesn't prevent replies. I discard the burner phones anyway, but it's an extra layer of security, not to mention a bit of a calling card. Judging by Kotomi's response, I assume we have a fighter on our hands. She's not going to give in easily. Her threat about reporting me to the police is a bluff. I'm confident that she couldn't possibly know my identity.
I've been waiting for this. I've waited so long for someone to reply.
Right now we wait 3 days. I can finally put my contingency plan into practice. I've been holding out for this moment. I feel a wicked grin split my face in two as I mash my fingers against the screen as I compose a venomous reply. You like that photo? That's you in about 12 hours, unless you follow my instructions. The message sends in an instant, and I eagerly await the reply. I'm not left waiting too long. Kotomi's response comes through within seconds. Her attitude has completely changed. Please, I'll do anything. What do you want?
I called your bluff, you piece of shit. Now you'll do what I tell you to.
I enter my instructions, clearly and concisely. Pack 500,000 yen into a bag. Put it into locker 6644 at Shinjuku Station. Retrieve the item already inside. Put the locker key inside a full soda bottle and leave it on top of the locker. After I send the message, I decide to add one last bit. Do it now. Make sure no one sees you. And go to platform 12. Do not board a train. Await my instructions. Satisfied with this addendum, I hit send. Holy shit! If Kotomi truly fears for her well-being, she'll carry out the instructions. Her response arrives shortly. Okay, I'll do it. I'm going there now.
Yes!
I've done it. I've convinced her. I'll collect the money once I'm sure she's no longer hanging around. 500,000 yen is nothing to sneeze at. It's not life-changing, but it'll cover my rent for a good few months. I chose this amount to simply test the waters. Asking for an insane amount would make it impossible for a victim to follow through. But I figured someone like Kotomi, an exec for a big company, would easily have access to this much dough. I'll go collect the money. If everything goes well, Kotomi Ida will disappear before sunrise. Yeah, we're getting high on hubris, dude. Holy shit. Though the hour is late, quite a few commuters are still navigating through Shinjuku Station's wide platform and underground labyrinth. The train station beneath my feet is a sprawling metropolis that extends below the city. It's packed with restaurants, shops, and other outlets. Thank you for the hydrate. I do need to hydrate. That's 4K. Yeah, it's not a lot. The yen to dollar rate, like yen is worth like nothing. Yeah, this could go very poorly. Let's see what happens. But as I'm standing on one of the countless train platforms above ground, that world might as well be a completely different dimension. The only problem is that I'll have to braid the maze as soon as I descend the platform stairs. I tend to get dizzy in such places. My normal morning route doesn't require me to travel through the underground plaza. I'm able to exit the station within minutes of my train arriving at the platform. Still, I'm somewhat familiar with the layout of the underground. I know exactly where Coin Locker 6644 is located. The coin lockers in the train station like these are a popular way for people to store luggage or personal belongings for a few hours at a time. In Shinjuku, it can often be difficult to find even a single available locker, but Coin Locker 6644 is special. Would I like to live in Japan? I don't know. I'd have to visit first and see what it's like. I don't know. Maybe an extended stay to see what it's like living there. I've never lived anywhere outside of the US, so I can't really say that I would love to live there. I would love to visit. Definitely, I would love to visit. But living in a place is definitely different from visiting. I approach it from the main passageway of the underground, and my eyes take in a familiar sight. Locker 6644 sits in the middle row, nestled between countless other lockers. Across its door is a thick coat of graffiti, colorful curse words sprayed on with thick paint adorn the locker. The graffiti is such an eyesore that it acts as a deterrent to anyone who might want to store their belongings. The icing on the cake is the condition of the coin-operated lock. The thing is busted and dented from physical abuse, like someone has tried to pry it open with a crowbar on multiple occasions. However, I know from testing it firsthand that the lock still works, despite its battered appearance. No one in their right mind would use this locker, and that makes it the perfect spot to host my pickup. Glancing at the locker, I notice that a soda bottle sits on top of it, a soda bottle full of bubbly, opaque liquid. I quickly look around to make sure that Kotomi Ida is nowhere in sight. I walk past the locker and complete a lap around the immediate area, scanning thoroughly for her. But she isn't here. In fact, there are very few people in this little section of the station. Good. She followed my instructions perfectly. After leaving the key in the soda bottle, she left immediately. I approach the locker once more. I reach up above it and retrieve the soda bottle, then crack it open to hear the fizzy hiss. I bring the lip of the bottle to eye level and peer inside, trying to identify the shape of the key within the sprawling ocean of carbonation. There it is. I try to fish inside the narrow bottle opening with my fingers. Thin though they are, I can't squeeze more than one finger inside the bottle at a time. I could tip the bottle over and let the soda and the key spill onto the floor, but if someone sees me being a nuisance and causing a mess, it'll draw unwanted attention. I've got no choice but to chug back some of the soda and try to catch the key in my mouth. As disgusting as the concept is, I need to steel myself. I raise the bottle to my lips, tilt my head back, and pour the foul liquid into my open mouth. The saccharine tang of artificial flavoring assaults my taste buds, and I immediately want to vomit. But I'm committed to seeing this through. I can throw up later. The most important thing is getting the key. It isn't until the bottle is half empty that the cold metal key drops into my mouth. It clangs against my teeth and I nearly choke in surprise. Sputtering and spitting, I feel droplets of soda running down my chin. My cheeks are puffed up like a squirrel as I try to retain the key and the soda in my mouth. I reach my fingers into pursed tight lips and recover the tiny key. I quickly swallow down the rest of the soda in my mouth, trying hard not to release a repugnant belch. I turn the key over in my hand and smile. My sticky teeth adhere to my lips, and it takes me a few seconds to lick them clean. Tossing the soda bottle into the nearby trash can, I wipe the key clean on my skirt and quickly insert it into the coin locker. I twist the key, turn the latch, and swing the locker door open. Inside the dark vault is a single bag, a simple paper pouch like you would get at a grocery store. I pull the paper bag out and take a look inside. Thick stacks of 10,000 yen bills fill the bag. I'm not fool enough to stand here and count it out, but I'm confident the amount is at least pretty close to what I requested.
It worked. My plan worked.
I can hardly believe it. I devised this contingency plan months ago. I waited so long to try it out. All I needed was somebody to reply to their corpse photo, somebody to try and reject their fate. I wanted to prove that people would bow to fear and do anything to save their own skin, and it seems that I was right.
Just one more thing to do.
I fold up the paper bag and clutch it tightly. With my free hand, I pull the burner phone out of my handbag. I compose a message to Kotomi Ida, who should be obediently waiting above ground on the train platform. When the next train arrives on your platform, stab the first person to disembark. You must kill them. If you escape, leave this prefecture and never return. When I first opened the coin locker and retrieved the paper bag, I immediately noticed the knife that I had placed inside months ago was missing. Kotomi followed every word of my instructions. My message had read, pack 500,000 yen into a bag, put it in the coin locker, retrieve the item already inside. I've given Kotomi an opportunity. She can trade another's life for her own. If she kills someone exiting the train, Corpse Girl will spare her life. It's a simple exchange, and one that I bet she's willing to make. If she gets away with the murder, she'll flee from this place. I won't see her ever again, and neither will Shinya or Tomoe. To us, she'll be as good as dead. And as for Corpse Girl, well, as long as a body is claimed in exchange, she'll be satisfied. After a few minutes of waiting for a reply to the message, I figure that she's not going to write back. She's probably getting ready to fulfill her task. Keen to witness how this unfolds, I take the nearest escalator up toward the train platform. Oh shit! The scene is absolute chaos. It wasn't difficult at all to navigate to this area. All I had to do was follow the echoing screams. I spy the shadowed form of a body lying on the platform in front of me. I can't make out any details, but a shallow pool of blood reflects the harsh lights shining from up high. To my surprise and delight, a second body is sprawled across the ground nearby. It's a young woman's corpse with one arm raised against the side of a vending machine. Adrenaline surges through me at the violent scene. Kotomi Ida. She managed to take out 2 people. She might be my new favorite person in the world. I hear panicked voices in the background, and I turn my head slowly. What the? Oh shit! 2 more bodies are on the ground. 2 men in expensive-looking suits are collapsed in puddles of their own lifeblood. One of the men is still moving and groaning, pleading for somebody to stem the tide of gore. A familiar, lustful, tingling sensation begins to stir and rise through my belly, my thighs, my pelvis. I feel my toes clench and my breathing grows heavier. There's one more surprise to be had here amidst this beautiful spectacle of carnage. A woman is slumped in one of the plastic chairs that lines the platform. Her head is tilted, her suit jacket stained with red. A thick knife with a black grip protrudes from the side of her neck. A bubbling river of vital fluid cascades around the glimmering blade and pools within her shirt collar. Even with her face masked by blood, it doesn't take me more than a few seconds to recognize her identity. Kotomi Ida, dead. Holy shit. I swing around and take in the entire view of the platform, counting up the bodies and the path of slaughter. My mind pieces together a theoretical scenario. Kotomi waited as the train doors opened, knife drawn, the knife she retrieved from locker 6644. When the first person stepped out of the train, she stabbed him and left him for dead. The body that I first saw, laying on the edge of the platform, is perfectly aligned next to the train to fit this theory. In a panic, Kotomi would have attempted to flee. She bumped into her second victim, a young woman slumped against the vending machine, cut her down desperately to make her escape. Judging by the wound on Kotomi's own body, I would assume the 2 businessmen laying face down tried to apprehend her. They must have sustained fatal wounds before finally managing to wrest the knife away and plunge it into Kotomi's neck. It's all just speculation, but I'm fairly confident that's how this whole event played out. It was probably over in less than 60 seconds. It couldn't have worked out better for me. I never dared hope that Kotomi would meet her end once this plan had been set into motion. I would have been satisfied with her simply skipping town. I feel my legs weakening under my weight, and I'm afraid that I might buckle at any second. The waves of radiating heat spreading through my body are causing me to tremble and shake. There's so much blood. It's everywhere. I've seen it in countless photos and thought I had become desensitized to it. Maybe I was wrong. Seeing blood in real life is completely different. I feel faint and pale and excited and aroused. I need to get out of here before the police arrive. More importantly, I need to get away before I collapse in a sweaty heap of lust and pleasure. I turn on my heel and sprint down the rising escalator as fast as my quivering legs will permit. Right? That was sus as hell. I don't know. That's sus as hell, dude. Another morning fueled by coffee. Once again, I didn't manage to get much sleep last night. I want to say it's not my fault, but I know that's not entirely true. The grisly visage of all those slain people on the train platform was burned into my mind's eye. Every time I started to drift off to sleep, a splash of blood or fleck of gore would appear in my thoughts and I would snap awake again. And the sight of Kotomi Ida with a knife sticking out of her neck made me shiver more than a few times. Nevertheless, I'm here now, at the office as usual. Witnessing violence on that level in person was a different experience than I had expected it to be. However, it has helped steel my resolve. I'll need to desensitize myself to that kind of carnage if I'm going to continue with Corpse Girl's ambitions. I set down the second empty can of coffee on my desk and lean back in my chair. I catch a glimpse of Tomoe tapping away on her keyboard, completely oblivious to what went down last night. There was a news broadcast regarding the event, of course, but the finer details of what occurred had been kept under wraps. It'll probably take the police and the media a little more time to get the story straight. It's not often that a mass killing spree takes over the news, and whether or not the identities of those involved will be revealed is beyond me. For now, I'll assume that Tomoe is in the dark about the event. I don't take her as the kind of girl to be up to date on current events. Even if she did hear about the stabbing, she couldn't possibly know that Kotomi was the culprit. I should probably fill her in later, though. She'll want to know that Corpse Girl claimed her victim, even if it was in kind of a roundabout way. I stretched my arms above my head, let out a small sigh, and proceed to crack open a third can of coffee before getting back to work.
You got a minute?
Shit, yeah.
Shit, yeah.
I wanted to speak to you anyway.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you go first.
For sure. Well, I wanted to thank you for killing Kotomi Ida. I don't know how you did it, but thanks.
Huh? How did you know she died?
Oh, come on. She didn't come in today, right? And there was that brutal stabbing incident over at the station last night. It don't take a genius to put 3 and 3 together. That shit went down so close to here, where we spend so much of our time. Chances were good that it affects someone you know.
Tomoe's smart, dude. Let's go. I shake my head at her logic. The city is home to more people than you could count. I don't know how she came to that conclusion, but the fact she's actually correct just blows my mind.
Well, yeah. I guess that's it then.
I'm thankful. For serious. Yeah, Corpse Girl really did me and Shinya solid. If there's ever anything you need...
No matter how dirty.
How dirty.
We're gonna bring her in on this shit. She's gonna be part of Team Corpse Girl.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Sure. So, like, what did you want to say to me?
Oh, I was going to tell you that Kotomi is dead.
Beat you to it, skank! But I got a question or two. How'd you get someone to go on a killing spree and take Kotomi out along with the others? I mean, it wasn't you going around stabbing people, was it?
No, of course not.
Oh?
It kind of happened outside my control. I sent Kotomi a photo of her corpse, just like Corpse Girl's standard mode of operation, and I gave her the instructions to kill someone, if she didn't want the circumstances of the photo to come true.
Holy shit.
She kinda ran with it, I guess. Seems like she took out 4 people before someone fought back and stabbed her. I think I'm in love with her, to be honest.
Oh my god.
You weird slut. That's horrible.
Why is Tomoe's my best friend, dude?
What can I say? She went above and beyond.
Still, thanks. Really. Shinya will be stoked.
That's okay. I'm just doing Corpse Girl's job. Where is Shinya, anyway?
Oh man, I do... Yeah.
Oh, he was in earlier. Went home a bit early because he wasn't feeling well. Think it was just because he was dreading running into Kotomi, but... Well, he'll sort himself out soon enough. You know, Noriko, you've changed a lot.
I have?
Totes. I mean, I know you act different around me now that we're friends, but it's more than that. You look, I don't know, kind of better? Healthy or something?
Oh.
Aww.
I didn't know about
This is so sus. Like, this shit is crazy.
Serious, though. I don't know. Maybe I just see it different now that I know who you really are.
Maybe.
Anyway, I'm gonna get going. You wanna grab a bite or something?
Not today, sorry. Maybe another time?
Sure thing. Right. See ya, skank!
See ya, skank! If I remember correctly, she did say that she'd be happy to help me out in the future, no matter how dirty the work is. I'll definitely have to take her up on that offer if the need arises. Another interesting thought crosses my mind. I might seem kind of surprised that I managed to manipulate Kotomi into going on my killing spree. To be honest, I'm also amazed I managed to pull it off. Which gets me thinking, would it be possible to manipulate more people in the future? After all, I came out of last night's ordeal with 500,000 yen in cash and a bunch of bodies claimed in Corpse Girl's name. It's a fascinating prospect. There might be something to this. If I can successfully pull the right strings, Corpse Girl's ultimate ambition might be fulfilled sooner than I thought. I continue to dwell on the unlimited possibilities as I make my way to the station. Oh, 100 RX. 100%. 100%. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure yet. Like, it is super sus. It's super sus. I don't think we have enough information to really tell. Standing on the train platform, and thankfully not the same one from last night, which has been temporarily closed, I stare into space, completely lost in thought. I start to wonder how Kojiro is getting on with finding us a suitable location. As I fantasize about having an abandoned warehouse or factory to call our own, a phone cries out desperately for my attention. I received in my handbag and glance at the screen. Kojiro is requesting a noise voice chat. I absent-mindedly wonder if he read my mind and knew I was thinking about him as I answer the call.
Hello.
Want to see the place?
No greeting, huh?
Sauce. Hi. Want to see the place?
What if I'm busy right now?
Ah, Sauce.
Sauce.
Busy?
No.
Right? Want to see the place?
I roll my eyes and decide to just go along with it. After all, I'm dying to move ahead and see what kind of location he has secured for our work.
Where is it?
Mad.
Nah.
Shin Okubo. Behind K-Town. An abandoned factory. Just what you wanted.
It's driving you nuts, Panda. This shit is crazy. This shit's insane.
Shin Okubo. That's suspiciously convenient.
Why?
I work in Shinjuku. It's just one station away on my train line.
Okay. I'm heading there now. You in?
I'm in. How do I get to the factory from the station?
Exit the station to Okubodori. That's K-Town proper. I'll message you the full address.
Okay, got it. Just head through Koreatown. I'll be there soon.
Mad.
Mad.
Bye.
Are we gonna start saying mad? Mad. Saws. Kojiro ends the call and I immediately receive a message with the factory's address. Seems easy enough to get to. I feel a bit nervous about going there. It's a new place. It's located in a town I don't normally travel to. For some reason, I feel energetic. I actually feel enthused about it. Maybe it's because I haven't been hidden away at home all day and at work, around other people. Perhaps that helps me acclimate to the concept of going somewhere new. The chances of someone sneaking up behind me and strangling me in broad daylight are pretty slim, I think. As I put my phone away, the train pulls up to the platform. The same train that was going to take me home will take me to Shin Okubo. It's the very next stop from here. I'm a little wary of how convenient this is turning out to be. Could be Kojiro is luring me into a trap, but I don't know. I think he genuinely wants to be involved with Corpse Girl's work. I board the train and stand by the doors, ready to disembark at the next station. The abandoned factory is almost exactly how I imagined it would be. Tall, broad, foreboding, eroded and worn down, with brick walls and steel sheeting covered with thick layers of black exhaust. Yeah. It's like a red herring. Like, oh, look at how sus this guy is. Yeah, look at him. He's right there in your face. And somebody comes and like bites you on the, from somewhere you're not looking. A series of ventilation shafts and chimneys line the roof, but they don't release even a single puff of smoke. This place has been shut down for a long time. The front entrance is located at the rear of a small parking lot. It's a simple steel door that has been chained up and padlocked. Further along the side of the building is the loading dock, an expanse of asphalt that leads to a concrete path and a giant roller door. In the dock sits a derelict van, covered in a brown tarpaulin. Tarpaulin? What the fuck's a tarpaulin? Like a tarp? I don't know.
This place is amazing!
You haven't seen inside yet.
I glance toward the steel doors, securely chained shut, wonder if anyone has entered within the last decade. If Kojiro has checked out the inside, then he did well covering his
How
tracks.
do we get in?
Around here.
Yeah, it's just a tarp, right? Like, it's not something, like, weird? I follow his lead as he walks toward the corner of the building. A steel railing bars our path, but he swiftly hurdles over it and continues down the side of the factory. I take a minute to climb the railing, making sure not to twist an ankle as I stick the landing on the other
We're
side.
here.
But, yeah, essential murder gear, I guess. Oh, that's actually the full name for a tarp? I had no idea that tarp wasn't the full name. Kojiro points to an open window. Thankfully, there seems to be enough of a gap for someone as large as Kojiro to slip through. I shouldn't have an issue getting in either, despite my thin, heavy-set frame. He slides in first, and I quickly follow. And with that, I find myself inside the factory. The place is huge. It's an open-plan design, and it's pretty much empty. A few stray pieces of odd machinery line one wall. A small forklift, a pallet jack, and a bunch of buckets and mops catch my attention. All this could be useful for our little operation. A number of iron workbenches are piled up in a stack. They look heavy and rusted. They would probably make good tables for resting corpses on. Aside from these miscellaneous items, the factory is essentially bare. Concrete floor is in bad shape, cracked and worn from probably 50 years of use. Thick brick walls are scorched in some places and dented in others. Would you like to see it? Take me there. Is that what she says? I think that's the line. Maybe I'm full of shit, though. Still.
It's perfect.
Thanks. Figured you'd approve.
How did you know about this place?
Kojiro doesn't answer immediately. His eyes turn to the stupendously high ceiling with its array of glass sunlights beaming light down upon us. After a minute, he turns back
Dad
to
used to work here.
his dad.
What did he do here?
This place used to manufacture steel fencing. Chain link fences, barbed wire, chicken mesh, that kind of thing.
Huh, I see.
A lot of that is imported now. There's still an industry here, but
Makes sense.
Dad couldn't compete. Went out of business maybe a dozen years ago. Died about a month later.
He died?
That's how it goes.
I'm sorry.
We weren't close. Well, could have been closer.
Awesome with the gifted sub to Riku. Thank you so much. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Big love.
_San gifted a tier 1 sub to Rikulin.
Rikulin. The TTS lady. Thank you so much, Asan. Enjoy the emotes, Rikulin. Big appreciation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Big love to you.
So, how come no one else bought the factory?
Look around. It's a dump. Who'd want it? Cost a fortune to fix or rebuild. Wonder if it was waiting for us.
Yeah. I wonder.
It definitely all seems too good to be true. This is the real deal. This is our factory
Going
now.
half on this, right?
Right.
Okay. Good. Welcome home then. Or something.
Let's work well together.
Roger that.
I entered an unlikely partnership with Kojiro. We've obtained a base of operations, safe from prying eyes. The next step is to fill this factory with corpses, and carry on with Corpse Girl's grand scheme. Yeah, enjoy the emotes. I need to get my animated emotes. I just have not
Thanks for
taken the time
accompanying me.
to get them commissioned. But hopefully soon. I need to take care of a few other IRL stuff, but yeah, then we'll get some animated emotes, probably more art for the channel.
No problem. Should I come upstairs?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. By the way, when are we starting work?
Well, as soon as as soon as Corpse Girl receives another request for a death, we
What
can
up,
start
Bugs? How you doing?
Oh. No grand heist from the morgue first?
Think about it. It's important that the cadavers I use match the details of my victims. I won't know what kind of cadaver to use until I receive a photo of the victim.
Guess that makes sense. What's the big plan anyway? How do we lift corpses from the morgue?
I had a feeling he would ask about this sooner or later. I did tell him that I had a perfect idea after all.
I imagine the biggest issue is writing off the bodies, so to speak. If a cadaver goes missing or is unaccounted for, there will be an investigation. Am I right?
Guess so.
We need to be able to take the bodies away from the morgue without anyone ever knowing they're gone. So, the solution is simple. We only take the cadavers that are due to be cremated.
Okay, wise guy. A delivery company picks up the cremains nearly every day.
Huh? Cremate?
That's what the ashes are called.
Oh, right.
So what do we hand over? Empty canisters?
It's simple. Fake ashes.
Yeah, right. Fake
Just
ash.
fake ashes. She's just like fake ashes forehead. Hello.
Like I just have those lying around.
Kojiro stops mid-sentence and stares straight at me.
Might be onto something.
Don't tell me you do have those lying around.
Not fake ashes. Real cremains. Bodies are cremated every day. Would be hard to take a bit off the top.
Huh?
Could probably get away with like a quarter?
I'm confused. What are you talking about?
Okay, so he just takes a bunch from the cremains. And, holy shit!
Store them.
Oops.
Put them aside.
I don't know why that happened. Saws. Every time someone gets cremated, I collect a quarter of the ashes. Store them. Put them
Won't
aside.
take long to fill up a whole canister.
Let me see if I follow you. You gather up a little bit of ash from every cadaver that gets cremated. Whenever we want to hoist a body from the morgue, We use the previously gathered ashes to fill a canister. We slap a label on it that says, "These are the remains of so-and-so." Then we take so-and-so out of the morgue. We record that their body has been cremated, when in reality,
Holy
it's been
shit.
snatched from the morgue. I imagine the canister of ashes just gets picked up with all the others going out on the same day.
Pretty much. We also put a token in the canister.
A token?
Like a dog tag. Has the cadaver's serial number engraved on it. Normally attached to the body before cremation. They don't burn. Lets the cremains be identified later.
Ah, I see. Can we get our hands on those tokens?
Sure. The bodies we're lifting from the morgue are due for cremation anyway. I can get the tokens engraved without a hitch. Proper serial numbers and all.
Okay, good. This is getting complicated, though. There's quite a bit we have to remember to do.
Don't worry. I'll take you through it when we need to. Most importantly, I'll need to start gathering portions of cremains. Need to have those collected in advance.
Yeah. Thanks. Really.
No props, but big question remains.
What's that?
How do we move cadavers out of the morgue? Ever tried lifting a stiff? Not easy. And you're no bodybuilder.
That's true, she's no bodybuilder.
None taken?
Look, security in the joint is minimal. I'm there alone like 90% of the time. We don't have to worry too much about getting busted. As long as we cover our tracks, of course, and only take cadavers we've written off, as you put it. Bodies nobody will come looking for.
Hang on. Are there security cameras, alarm systems, anything like that?
Don't think so. Plenty in the hospital proper, though.
That's fine. As long as the morgue is clear.
Still, answer my question. How do we move the bodies? You got a hearse? A truck?
No, but surely we could get something. What about a small van?
You got a license?
No.
Need a driver's license. And not just that, needs to be suitable for a van. A medium vehicle license, I think.
Oh, I don't have a license, but surely driving a van can
He just rents a van and wing it.
Uh-huh. Can't even rent one without a license.
Wait, he doesn't have a license either?
Okay then. Do you have the right license?
Don't look at me. Never driven a vehicle in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Great. So this is a bust.
I put my head in my hands. We've got so far. We secured a factory, planned out our heist, and I whipped my phone out of my bag and skimmed through my noise contacts. I prefer the text than call, but I'm too impatient right now to wait for a response. I sent a voice chat request and wait for the recipient to answer. I knew it! Yeah, public transit in Japan is god tier. Not so much here in the US, but it's god tier over there. Hey Skank, what's up?
Tomoe, hey, you got a sec?
I knew it, dude! I told you Tomoe is joining Team Corpse Girl. Let's go.
Sure.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yep. No car, though.
Okay, what kind of vehicle is your license good for?
Like cars and scooters.
Not vans.
I mean, I don't think so. Yo, what's the problem? You need a lift or something?
Not quite. I need to, pick something up.
Oh, something big? That why you need a van?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I can't even rent a van with my license.
Yeah, I know.
I should have definitely glanced at Kojiro and he just shrugs. A look of I told you so on the face.
I mean, if you're desperate, you could just buy a van.
Huh?
I see secondhand vans listed for sale all the time. Check out the noise marketplace and the classifieds pages. No one will check for a license on a private sale. It's just one chump selling a van to another chump.
Holy shit.
Holy shit!
You're a genius.
I told you, Tomo is a genius.
Well, I don't know about that.
Dude,
Thank
that's why
you.
she's a genius.
Oh, by the way, you wouldn't object to a driving gig, would you?
I do owe you one, I suppose. You want me to drive a van, though? If I get busted on my license, I'll go to prison.
You won't go to prison. It'll be a fine at most, I think.
I look at Kojiro and he gives me another shrug.
Look, if you get a fine, I'll pay for it. That cool?
Yeah, what the hell? What are the chances of getting busted anyway, right? Can you text me the deets or whatever? The address and stuff? Shinny just got to my place, so I gotta get the door.
Okay, will do. Thanks, Tomo.
Team Corpse Girl, let's go!
Sure. Later, slide.
Later, slut. I end the call and feel a wave of excitement flooding through me.
You get all that?
Oh, man, this is getting so sketch though. Like, holy crap, they are so sloppy. Oh man, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, they're just discussing their plans, you know, in a public place where multiple people are.
More or less. You girls sure are loud.
Sorry. So, I'll need you to do me a favor.
By van, right?
Yeah, you're a big, strong man. You won't get ripped off. I'm just a poor little girl.
Cut it out. I'll do it. But you got the money?
As a matter of fact,
I finally remember swindling a cool 500,000 yen from Kotomi Ida just this
we've
week.
got a 500,000 budget. Will that do?
Maybe. Can't get you anything modern, but I'm sure it's enough.
Great. You think you can get something tomorrow?
I'll try. The noise marketplace, right?
That's right.
Well, no promises. I'll do my best.
Thank you. Really.
Yeah. Okay. I'm heading off, unless you actually do want me to come upstairs.
No.
Roger that. See you
No.
tomorrow.
Gojiro turns with little more than a wave, exits the building, and crosses the street. I quickly ascend the stairs with a slight spring in my step.